This little microchip changed hobby prototyping forever. Bulky Wi-Fi and Bluetooth modules were just snapped out of existence. Today, Wemos D1 Mini is just one of dozens of cheap and mighty ESP development kits with onboard connectivity. You see these boards everywhere, and it seems like they can do literally anything. But now that you want yourself an ESP, how do you know which board is the best solution for a project? I am Tommy Bianco, and today I will walk you through every single ESP board. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which ESP dev kit is right for your next project, and there will be no more doubts at the checkout. But let's briefly cover the basics first. ESP is a series of affordable and versatile microcontroller chips with integrated Wi-Fi and sometimes Bluetooth. They are used for everything, from smart homes to DIY robots. The maker of the chips, Espressif, offers them in three general configurations, a bit like Pokemon evolution stages. System on the chip is a bare-bones solution for industrial applications that integrates a processor, some memory, and minor peripheral interfaces. Modules are pre-assembled solutions that combine this system on a chip with other essentials like antenna, oscillators, power management, ideal for more experienced makers. Finally, DevKits, or development boards, are the prototyping solutions we all know and love, offering easily accessible I/O, programming interfaces, and sometimes other nifty features. Espressif isn't the only company that makes ESP-based development boards. Many manufacturers either copy their open-source hardware or create their own DevKits. Even Arduino has some boards with ESP. But before we dig into the DevKit Wild West, let's quickly review existing ESP chips, the very brain of every development board. ESP family tree starts with ESP8266, a catchy name. It's a single-core 32-bit microcontroller with Wi-Fi 4. Durable, compact, low power, it's a killer starter combo. This, in fact, was my first ESP, and it helped me discover IoT, or Internet of Things with Blinky, media over Wi-Fi, and other fun connected knickknacks. A little out of date today, but still a solid solution for quick and simple projects. ESP32 is a bold follow-up. It's a dual microcontroller with integrated Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and it offers more power, more I/O pins, ultra-low power, and other upgrades. I think that a dev kit with ESP32 remains the best do-it-all without breaking the piggy bank choice. It can support fairly ambitious projects and comes in a wide range of dev kits. Unfortunately though, ESP32 has way too many module variants, which gets really confusing. The rule of thumb is to check how much RAM and SRAM you're getting, so look at the memory. Don't get too hanged up on all these room and rover variations. Memory is the main difference here. ESP32, S2 and S3 are a bit like your older sibling, smarter and more secure. It's a next-gen update single and dual-core microcontrollers, which essentially mirror 8266 and 32, because only S3 has Bluetooth 5. These chips are best suited for machine learning and other AI-driven projects. ESP32C chip generation uses RISC-V cores instead of X-Tensor, which are typically a more power-efficient and cost-effective option. C2 and C3 are both single-core with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5 LE, and at this point ESP32C2 is essentially replacing 8266 on all newer development kit designs. C5 is an upgrade to Wi-Fi 6 with dual-band 2.4 and 5 GHz. All other ESP chips only work on 2.4 GHz, which is really the only reason I still keep it open on my Wi-Fi router. C6 and C61 are the low-power cousins here, and they focus on network efficiency, also providing Wi-Fi 6 at 2.4 GHz, and they support Thread, Zigbee, Matter, all the smart home stuff. ESP-H2 is one of the two ESP microchips that have no Wi-Fi. It is tailored for Zigbee and Thread-based mesh networks, and so it only has Bluetooth 5.0 with low energy. This could be an option for you if you know what you're doing, but personally I always prefer a less specialized dev kit. The last microprocessor, ESP-P4, offers no Wi-Fi or Bluetooth at all. It prioritizes raw processing power and peripheral support over integrated connectivity. Perfect for things like industrial controllers, sensor hubs, secure mesh networks, where connectivity will be handled separately, but it is not so perfect for a hobby prototyping platform. Now that we know about every single chip on the market, let's look at ESP DevKits that are out there. And I left the coolest ecosystem for the dessert, so don't click away too soon. Just like with Arduino, you can find a broad range of manufacturers offering an identical, or almost identical, take on the same design. We are only going to explore the main players in each niche. And yes, that Arduino video is still out there. Starting with the obvious, Espressif offers quite a few options themselves. The ESP8266 DevKit C is not a popular option. I did not even know it existed before making this video, and for a good reason. A quick glance at the board shows us that it has not just 1 or 2, but 11 ground pins. Why though? Nobody ever needs 11 ground pins. ESP32 is where things take the classic ESP board you will come across in thumbnails and articles. The problem is, however, that DevKit M and DevKit C and Pico, they all look near identical, but the pinout is all over the place. Even basic things like 5V, 3V, ground, they are all shifted around between these boards, which means that you really need to pay attention to pin diagrams, especially when you order extension boards. The same is true, for example, for DevKit M with ESP32, ESP32C3 or ESP32S2, so you cannot even upgrade that easily. You really have to check for compatibility and pin positions every single time, and it is a massive pain, trust me, with the occasional smell of magic smoke coming out when 5V are sent in the wrong place. It really isn't the best solution. If you want a development platform that is less fuss and more fun, then there are some amazing alternative ESP-based platforms, and many of them are simply a better deal. Adafruit has an outstanding feather platform, which offers boards with ESP8266, ESP32, S2, S3, and C6 chips. You can get an ESP-based feather with a built-in TFT display, an RGB matrix, or a humidity sensor. There are many options. What is even better, these DevKits are all perfectly compatible. Even feathers with Raspberry Pi processors can be matched with various expansion kits and shields called wings. And they are many. There are literally 100 wings for you to choose from to complement your feathers, all with great example code to get you started. Of course, it would make more sense to name them the other way round, but I digress. There is even a display and keyboard module that gives you 2000s BlackBerry aesthetic, if that's what you're going for. The downside of getting an ESP32 based feather is that your I/O will be limited, not all of your pins will be exposed. But for that, you can always look for something like a Pro S3, where 27 pins are available. Wemos is easily one of my favorite, if not the favorite platform, which offers an even more compact ESP-based ecosystem. Classic Wemos D1 Mini comes with ESP8266, but you can find ESP32 version which is completely compatible and has additional pins added as extra rows. There is also a good number of shields available, more than 30, with displays, sensors, and other useful expansions. You can also get the new generation chips, such as S2, S3, and C3, as mini development boards. S3 Mini has these funky looking variations that I really want, but absolutely cannot justify buying. Wemos offers some other ESP-based boards as well, but they are less widely used by the community. As a result, they don't have as many extensions available. Seed Studios Xiao is another small footprint ESP-based platform that comes with more modern C3, S3, and C6 chips. These DevKits are more modest with their I/O, focusing on being small, cost-effective solutions for connected projects. Xiao ESP32 S3 Sense comes with an onboard OV2640 camera, which supports computer vision projects. Super cool. Seed Studio also offers a few sensor and display modules, expansion boards, and other nifty things for their ecosystem. And we have some non-ESP Xiaos on offer, which is cool, but out of scope for today. LilyGo are also making some cool development kits. Their T-Deck is another BlackBerry Core option, T-Embed goes full MP3 nugget aesthetic, and you can even make your own smartwatch with their T-Watch DevKit. This series offers a lot, and I mean a lot of ESP boards with their own nifty onboard tricks, like integrated battery circuit, SIM card reader, selection of displays, and pretty much anything else you may like. You get a few relatively low-tech and very specialized options, like T-Hygro soil tester and T-Encoder, which is literally a rotary encoder with RGB. Bare bones, yet useful for some really niche applications. T-Series would be a lot higher on this list, but they have very few expansion modules and shields, which costed them a few points. SparkFun also has their ESP thing. It's literally called that, and it comes with ESP8266 and ESP32. ESP things do appear in a few projects on Maker forums, but I honestly wouldn't recommend it as a starting point. The ecosystem around these DevKits just isn't as developed, so they land squarely in DTR for now. ESP thing marks a perfect pivot point to look into more niche DevKits that can make your project a lot simpler, but they can also siphon away your money for no good reason. HealthTech has some very specialized DevKits for LoRa, a proprietary radio communication technology from France. They have cool integrated e-paper and OLED displays with very niche features. They are mainly worth it if you really want to use LoRa. I don't. Instead, I have this little display by CrowPanel. It has a touch display, carries an ESP32 and supports LVGL. These guys come in a few configurations. You can have it run on ESP32S3, use a capacitive or resistive touchscreen, and pick how much memory you need, etc. The main downside here is the limited number of I/O pins, but you get your basic I2C and SPI. Another cool category of ESP boards are the camera DevKits. Node MCU ESP32 Cam is a great classy option that comes in two flavors, one board solution and the camera shield. Although a little bit lower on your Google search, other ecosystems also offer great camera DevKits. LilyGo and Seed Studio Xiao come with their T camera, and here LilyGo is really stuck on their T branding, and Xiao's Sense. Of course, you can also get a standalone camera module and try to interface it with a more generic ESP32 development board, but it gets quite complicated very quickly. Trust me, if you want to do machine vision or any other camera-centric projects, don't be like me. Just get one of these camera DevKits and save yourself some headache. It really isn't worth it. Finally, it's time to talk about M5 Stack, the cherry on top of this little list. There are three major M5 series: Stack, Stick, and Atom. M5 Stack is easily the coolest one. Just look at how neatly these modules come together. They look really sleek and professional. No soldering, no jumper wires, and it gives your projects a really sophisticated final look. M5 also has a bunch of really cool hobby kits, like this chunky Universal Internet of Things experiment kit, coming at a hefty 1 kilogram of programmable joy. They also have a literal drone kit. Their Stemfly and Atom joystick let you build and program your own drone. The only downside of M5 Stack for me is its cost. My school could never afford them, and I just cannot justify buying them. Not until this channel hits like 1,000 subs or something. What is your favorite ESP board? Did I miss something super cool and hipster? I'll drop it in your comments. Let me know what's your favorite. I really read all the comments and I love discovering new things. Also, don't forget to share this video with your nerdy friend. We are building an army. But for now, Tommy Bianco, out. See you next time.